I like to do first is to sort out the goat heads. I'm trying to separate the brain from the goat head itself. This is the brain as I showed you. I'm still looking for some brain. I'm gonna set the brain aside. I do this because the goat has been cut into different parts, so that's why I'm looking for the brain. The brain used to be in there. So as time goes on, while I'm washing the head, I'll still find the brain because I'm sure is still in there, which this is what I'm showing you right now. That's what the brain looks like. So what I'm doing now is to separate the teeth from the other part of the goat head. I do not cook this part of the goat head with the rest of the part of the goat head. I like to wash the teeth part, which has the cheeks. I like to wash this part separately and then bring it back into the pot where I will be cooking. I would show you how I do it. That's the brain in there that I'm trying to take out from the goat head. It seems hard because it's a bit frozen. If it wasn't frozen, it would just come out easily. Like I wouldn't even have to struggle to get it out. So this is still part of the teeth. It has a tongue, and I would show you how I wash it and then would move on from there. So now I'm about done separating the teeth from the rest of the parts. I'm gonna start to wash the goat head. So I will be using a knife. This kind of knife looks like a bread knife. That's what I'll be using to wash the goat head because it's kind of rough. It's not smooth like the usual knife. And you guys, if you're trying to do this, it's not something you do in a hurry. I did wash this goat head for like roughly almost 3 hours if I'm not mistaken, and you need a lot of water. It's not something you just rush into. If you have a TV show you like to watch, or you have something else that you like to do that would take you out of the kitchen, you need to, like, if it's a TV show, put a pause on it and then concentrate. You need your time here. It's not something you need to rush, and you're gonna get messy when you do this. So it's something you need to take your time and calm down and wash it because it's a lot of work. If you've got nails, you have to dissolve your nails. Like you guys, I had to take my wig off and change it to something else because this is gonna get really messy. Like you see, the goat head is completely clean. That's like part of the ear. I want to keep doing the same thing on the rest of the other part of the goat. So like this one I'm trying to cut out, it's part of the hair, which I'm gonna get into. The goat looks like dark because it was completely burned, so you don't have to like scrub every little dark part from the goat head. It was just burned in fire, so like to melt the hair away. So and some people like to take the part of the goat that has hair back on the stove to like melt the hair away, but I didn't really have that time to do that. And then the goat head, they had already cut through the eyes. So for my friends and my Nigerian sisters down there or brothers, if you can find the eyes in the goat head, this was already cut by the people that had the goat killed. So during this process, you need to be very careful. No rushing. Take your time. Just take your time. There's no need to rush. Like I said, if you've got anything going on, like you're watching a show, just put a pause and then come back and take your time to watch this goat head. Any TV show can wait. So, um, this is part of the reason why I don't cook this all the time because, as you can see, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. That's the reason why I don't cook goat head all the time. So, so now I'm done with the first part. I'm just trying to rinse the meat off, then I would get to the next step, which would be washing the teeth and the cheeks part. So the reason why I like to wash this part differently is because it has this slimy things you see that I'm showing you in the video. I like to put a pot on stove, have hot water in there, let it boil. Then I'm gonna transfer the cheeks of the teeth into the hot water. I'm gonna leave this for like maybe a minute or two just to get in there and like soften the part that I'm about to wash that I would show you. So I'm about done with this part. I'm gonna transfer the meat into warm water. As you can see, this part looks different. It's kind of white. I'm gonna use this knife right here to like peel off the white part from that part. You can see what's coming off of it. That's the tongue area that I'm trying to scrape off. So I'm gonna be scraping off these white things from this part of the meat completely from all the rest of the part that's in the bowl right down there. How you know if it's ready to be washed is if you put the meat in the hot water, it has to change to this white things that I'm cleaning off. It has to change. You have to see it before you know, oh, it's ready to be washed. Then at that point, you could turn the heat off and then start to wash the goat just the way I'm doing it. While doing this, you need to be very careful because you don't want to cut through the meat itself. You don't want to scrub too hard. You just want to like take your time because this is not so hard. After you bring it off the hot water, it would be completely soft for you to just use a knife and like scrape it off a little bit. So when I'm done through this process of washing the teeth part, I like to debone the meat. I do not cook with the meat. Some people do, but I do not because I don't want to see the teeth and even some part of the goat head like the tongue. I like to cut it up into little chunks because I don't want to see the full tongue while I'm sorry. I don't like to see the full tongue when I'm having it. So if you're trying to clean the meat and it doesn't come off this way, you would have to take it back into the hot water, let it stay for a few, maybe less than a minute, and then bring it back out and try to scrape it just the way I'm doing it. I'm sure it's gonna come off. So I'm done with washing the goat head. This I'm showing you now is the teeth that I deboned. I do not cook with this. I'm just gonna throw this away, but I'm just showing you for the sake of the video so you see that it's done. This part is a tongue that I deboned from the teeth. That's what I'm showing you. That's just everything that I debone from the teeth part. I'm gonna cut this into little chunks after cooking it because I don't like to see that part. This part I would cook and I would debone later. So this I'm showing you is the part that I just deboned after cooking it. Um, and that's it, it's ready there. I would leave a link to how I make this so you go check it out, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me a comment down below. See ya. Bye.